Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. In this video, I'm going to talk about cultural identity as an expat when you go and live in a foreign country for longer than 3 months. So when you leave your home country to go and live in some foreign country for an extended period of time, something that you may not realize or really think about is that you are bringing with you a whole bunch of cultural traits and cultural habits that make up your cultural identity that you are bringing with you. So when you're in this foreign country, after a couple months go by and you start to speak your new language and you start to incorporate into the new culture, you start to realize that you are losing the cultural identity that you brought with you, and you're starting to acquire this new sort of hybrid culture identity. So for instance, if you're from Iceland, then your cultural identity might involve things like Eric the Red, and believing in fairies and pickled sheep's head. Or if you're from America, then your cultural identity might involve things like guns and hamburgers and firearms and bombs and all that kind of thing. Because people all around the world just think that we are careless with guns and we just leave all our weapons and our bombs just kind of lying all over the place. And that's just simply not the case. And anyone who's saying that really needs to get educated. No, but in all seriousness, this is actually something that I did go through when I went to go and live in a foreign country for an extended period of time. Now, I was changing the way I was speaking, I was changing the things I was eating, all the sort of habits that I brought with me from my home country started to change. And it became especially apparent after, I would say, the 2-month mark, and especially on the kind of 3-month mark, where really just things like my behavior and all these sort of little things that you noticed changing about yourself. So for example, in my home country, I had a completely different taste for food and a completely different palate than what I had when I was living over in Italy. So I developed a new sort of palate. I wasn't craving things like processed foods, and I wasn't craving certain sauces and all that kind of thing. And I wasn't craving fast food anymore, which of course, if you live in America, is a pretty common palate to have, not necessarily a bad one. And something else that happened that's kind of funny and pretty strange is that because when I was over in Italy, I wasn't really speaking that much English with anybody because all of my relatives and friends weren't really speaking English. They didn't really know how to speak good English. I myself kind of stopped speaking English and sort of forgot how to speak English in a way because I was only speaking pretty much poor Italian and maybe a few English words here and there, but other than that I was not speaking English with anybody. So I guess the point of this video is that when you go to do this kind of thing and you take that jump into the unknown to go and live in a foreign country for a long period of time, where whether you're going to teach English or just go to visit or study or whatever, you have to keep in mind that you are going to be a completely different person when you go back to your home country or when you go to stay in this other country permanently. Not only things like your palate and not only things like your cultural behaviors, but you as a person really is going to change pretty much permanently. And I can definitely say that after coming home from my trip, I was definitely a different person. Certainly not in a bad way, but I don't look at certain foods the same way, and I don't really look at anything the same way anymore. But anyways, just wanted to kind of share my thoughts on this topic, and hopefully it is helpful to someone out there watching this video who's planning to go and visit foreign country for a long period of time. Anyway, I don't want to sit here and repeat myself all day, so if you guys did enjoy this video, as always, give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and I will see you guys on the next one. Thank you very much for watching.